Hello there, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. So happy holidays.
Yes, you too.
Good. Um, okay, so how many pounds did you lost in the last time?
So I basically, I went through a little dance, like I went up a little, I went down a little bit. Just went through like a process, and then I guess like maybe about 8 weeks ago, I got really frustrated, and I decided to just go 100% because I was like eating really clean, and then sometimes maybe on the weekend I'd have a splurge or something, and it was just setting me back. I mean, I realized something about my body. It's like if I don't give 100%, then I really won't get any results at all. And
Yes.
the ironic part is, like for instance, if I eat I don't know, just say I have 40 meals, and I eat 35 of them or 36 of them perfect, but 4 of them I don't lose weight or gain weight. I just kind of stay the same.
Yes.
But if I eat all 40 meals perfect, I actually lose weight.
Yes. And that is very important because these calories, one bad meal destroys all week's efforts, If you've been eating good in deficit and then you eat something like pasta or, something else, that will just cause again extra retention of water, and then your metabolism changes. It is very unproductive, these cheat meals or eating something that's not on the plan.
Right. So that's the thing. Like I'm noticing that I notice it has to be 100% to get 100% results. But even with the 100% results, I still hit plateaus and challenges, and I guess that gets frustrating because you're giving everything, and then you're not, you're getting some results, but not as much. So I think that for me, I'm working on the mindset of this being like a way of life permanently, and not like a goal to get to that achieved weight,
Exactly.
and then go back to like old eating habits of some sort.
Well, I mean, yeah, there is.
So, well, the thing is that what I learned also is that I think that what I do sometimes is I read some of the information that you told me about. I think Tom Budo or Tom Beto, I don't remember the name of his book, but I've been reading some stuff, and I kind of labeled, I know what body type I am. I'm an endomorph, and that's not a bad body type if you can get in really good shape, but it's just probably a little bit more challenging than the other two. So I understand about my body, and I'm not upset about it. Like, I'm come to peace and I understand now that for me to get where I want to be, it's going to take a little bit more effort than it may take somebody else, and I appreciate that.
It takes effort for everybody, and it just it is hard. That's what it is. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would just do it. So I really applaud you for that. And also the one thing that you said is that this is the way of life. I mean, you cannot go back, you cannot expect to go back eating the same foods and stay in the same shape. If you are an athlete, or you want to maintain no belly fat and low body fat, and that's what you're gonna eat. If you just lose weight and you want to eat like some foods you ate before, you can remain at a low weight, but you will have to eat a very, very small. You have to starve yourself with these foods because they not foods to they're not nutritious. They're not vegetables, lean protein, fruits, nuts, and seeds. That's what people who are lean and maintain, good physiques and athletes, that's what you just gotta eat. And breads, this chocolate is just not something that bodybuilder or competing athlete would eat. So you just gotta look as this. You choose either you want to be, forever fit and eat clean, or you okay with gaining some belly fat and eat some other foods.
Right. Well, I mean, so I mean, for me, like, I went strict for like 6 or 8 weeks, and I was like 152, and I was able to get, down to 141. And then, like, right now, holiday time, and it's not like I'm, like, going crazy eating or anything, but I decided to just give myself a break a little bit because I have to be really, really, really regimented to accomplish that. Like, it takes a lot. Like, it takes me calculating everything and preparing all my food and eating small, frequent meals and drinking a lot of water and doing cardio every day of sweat. Not, like, major cardio, but at least getting a sweat going, and then doing some weight training. And I don't mind all of that. I love it, but, like, it's a lot of work, so I decided to have a holiday party, and I have some things to do the next few weeks. So 2 weeks ago, I gave myself a break, and I'm just, like, not calculating as much, but I'm still eating vegetables and proteins. But I added a little bit more fat in my diet, and I added a little bit more carbohydrates that, like, sweet potato and things that I really wasn't eating as much of because they're starchier kind of carbs. So I gave myself a little break, and then again, I was going to start again right for the new year and, like, go strict again because I really would like to get down to, I feel like
130 for you is 125. You have to get down to 125.
Right, exactly. And I got down there once, and I never lived there, and it's been a challenge to get there again, and I would like to. It doesn't happen fast enough, and, the only time it ever works is if I do the really strong calorie deficit with small frequent meals. I didn't do that this time. This time I just did, like, paleo, but, like, when I do the other way, that's the only way I can get there. I don't know. I guess sometimes I wonder if I should do that program that I did that got me to the 120 and then live a paleo lifestyle to maintain.
Well, I don't think that paleo lifestyle is gonna maintain you because paleo lifestyle is a lot of fat and they don't really. It's a healthy diet, but it's not optimal for body composition or staying lean.
Yeah, so I'm confused. I don't know what to do. I mean, I at least know, like, that I'm better than I was before, and I feel healthy and I feel good, but I just, I still have a lot of body fat on me.
Yeah.
And I have room to do more. I just, I'm not really sure.
So for you, right now, what we're gonna do is to dial in your macros because the last time we spoke, we didn't spoke about the macronutrients. And are you watching them at all?
Well, no, but I have in the past, and it seems to be, I know this is going to sound really bad, but I must have really destroyed my metabolism, but I seem to do well on, I seem to do maintenance. This is where I maintain. 40 grams of fat.
That's good.
90 to 100 grams of carbs. And 120 grams of protein.
Well, that sounds about right.
That's what?
That sounds about right. What you should. That's what I think is good for you too.
And that's pretty.
That's much what I actually wanted to tell you about. This is the good percentage for you.
But this is where I maintain.
Uh-huh. So, I mean, you want to get about 40 to 50% of your calories from protein. Doesn't matter how many grams. If we look, because the grams is going to depend on how many calories you eat. So, if you eat less calories, it's going to be less grams. But for the percentage, like half of your calories, if you ate 1,200 calories a day, 600 will be from the protein. So half of it, or 500 if it's 40%.
Right, right. And that, like about 1,200 calories is about my maintenance state. Like that's where I maintain and my body looks good and feels good. But I want to get down. And this is where,
So you will just, well, the daily cardio is not sustainable way of living. I mean, intense daily cardio. You cannot like outwork the diet. What you got, you want to do like high intensity intervals or some cardio like maybe 3-4 times a week, but not every day, and strength training. So for you to increase the metabolism, what you really need to do is to build lean body mass, because muscle burns 20% more, or how many percent I forgot, but it burns more calories when you just sit around. So the key, the cardio burns only when you do it, but so that's why don't stress or focus on the cardio. For you really to increase your maintenance calories, you want to eat more and look better, lean toned, and be at the 125. You will have to do some like push-ups. Are you doing any strength training right now?
I just started. I bought a push-up set where you can do shoulders, chest, back.
That's wonderful.
I'm doing a lot of sets of those, and I feel like my upper body's getting a lot stronger. And I just started to do some squats and some lunges because I never really incorporated those.
Uh-huh.
So I just started to do that recently, and I'll do that like maybe 3 times a week.
Great. Well, so that's wonderful, 3 times a week. This is what you need, strength training, and then cardio on the days that you don't do the strength training. You can do some intervals, 20 minutes, let's say, you run for 1 minute and you rest for 30 seconds. You run for 1 minute and you rest for 30 seconds. That will increase your metabolism as well.
Okay. I could do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, well, so you've been really, logging in and counting the calories, and you know that you not eat more than 1,200 a day?
Yeah, I don't eat more than 1,200, but like I said now, like on maintenance, like I'm eating, 12, sometimes 14, then some days it's 12, like it's like around there. But like to lose weight, I'll do like 1160 or 1140, or like 1100, like somewhere there. I try not to get it under that because I know, I lose weight faster when it's lower. But then I know that it backfires with the metabolism, and then I want to binge because I'm starving.
Yes.
So I don't. I'm trying to keep it more balanced this time around. But like I keep picturing my goal for April. I always write down 118 pounds, 18% body fat, and maybe if I don't reach 118, even if I get 125, I'll be fine. I'll be happy. But like I'm like really visualizing. I'm listening to CDs. I'm meditating on it. Like I'm giving myself space. Yeah. And I'm not too stressed over it. I'm giving my time till April to do it. I guess it takes a lot. I sometimes I can't even believe. I'm shocked how much work it takes to really, to get there. I just sometimes I only know one way to get there. I've only done it once, and I'm trying to get there another way, and that's been the challenge. You know, that's been the challenge because I'm trying on different things to figure out how to let my body release this weight to reach that goal.
Well, to lose 1 pound, you have to create a 3,500 calorie deficit, you know, and because you are not very, you know, your height is not that high, and your maintenance calories is already lower, you know, but so it takes time, you know, but you know, just stay in there. But the other thing that I want to suggest is maybe try intermittent fasting. So you know, let's see maybe how you would feel, how you would react mentally and physically if you not completely skip the breakfast, but what's your biggest meal of the day? Dinner?
Well, no, my foods are pretty balanced. They're pretty much, because I measure everything out, so they're pretty similar. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner are pretty similar to one another. So I wouldn't say I eat, like, one meal really big. I'll tell you the truth, like, you know, there's probably some mental, I'm upset about a few things, nothing to do with, you know, this stuff, you know, you and I. But, like, what's going on in the world, I get very upset, because I think knowledge is power if you use it, but sometimes it can be really disheartening to know what's really going on. And there's been some foods that were really big staples of mine in my diet, but they're being damaged. And I don't feel the same about them, and I guess sometimes I get, like, upset because I want to eat what's best for my body and be in harmony, but I get upset with what's going on with the food and what's going on with the environment, and it's just really, you know, I don't know. I don't want to share too much and then get you all worked up over it either, because maybe you don't know what's going on and maybe it's better not to.
What in particular are you referring to?
Well, it's like the Fukushima nuclear reactor that melted in Japan. It's still leaking out 800,000 gallons of nuclear waste into our ocean every day. And they can't get control over it until 2015. And salmon was a big food for me, but they found that those salmons are swimming upstream to the Alaska, and they found herring are bleeding. They found our sea lions have sores. Our polar bears are losing their hair. And they're not telling anybody about what's going on because it's going to create an uproar and people are going to get upset. But in California, 20% increase in thyroid problems in children born this year. And, you know, radiation affects not only the bones of the body, but it affects the thyroid. And it just gets me upset because fish was a big staple of mine. And the one way that I got so lean was I ate a lot of fish last time when I did that round. And I'm not eating as much fish because I'm, you know, bothered by what's going on with our fish.
Well,
America, we're not into testing. You know, they don't want to know what's in our fish. And I guess I get upset about that. And I'm not a fanatic by far, you know, but I definitely am knowledgeable about it because I have a health food store. And I know what goes on with the food, you know, I see it.
Yes.
And my husband sees it. And it's just sad.
It is. It upsets me too greatly. But, you know, like the white fish, shrimp, cod, these fishes. And no, I don't eat much salmon, because salmon is fatty fish too. So you only want to...
I'm eating more white fish, like you said. And I'm buying branzini, because that's from the Mediterranean, and that's a good fish.
Yeah, also, you know, carp is European fish, but it has bones, so it's not really popular in America. But it's similar like salmon. It has good omega-6 and 3, but it's twice less calories. And it tastes fatty too. It's oily fish. You should try carp because it's from Europe. It's not from...
Yeah, I'm going to write that down. Okay.
There is, you know, like other seafood like shrimp also is okay to eat.
Yeah, okay.
So that, you know, just choose the options that you feel better about, like low.
Yeah.
And you gotta put yourself as a priority, and just choose the fish that, well, egg whites kind of okay too, but they're not nutritious, but they good choice too. Okay, so let's get back to intermittent fasting. I would say different people react differently, because we don't want skip the, let's say, meals, and then you would binge, so because you are prone to binging, right?
Yes.
So that's, gotta be careful with that. I don't know if this is a good idea for you.
Did you do the intermittent fasting?
Yes, I do the intermittent fasting, and that's the only thing that keeps me lean, I think. Because not, maybe you don't have to do intermittent fasting, but maybe stop the snacking and just have 3 meals a day and no snacking. You just don't eat no matter what. You can drink, you have to drink a lot, have to hydrate yourself. But snacks really kind of, they create a lot of cravings, and they keep you hungry all the time, eating frequently. 6 meals a day, I used to feel hungry all the time. With intermittent fasting, I forget about food. I go like 6, 7, 8 hours without even wanting anything.
So how many days do you do the intermittent fasting?
Every day I do. Well, not every day actually. Yesterday I did, but I didn't slept a lot. So, the 2 days before, so it was a very, very long day. So I fasted, and then I broke the fast at night, and I ate for my feeding window like 4 hours. So sometimes longer, sometimes less. Sometimes I eat in 2 hours, or sometimes I have 2-3 meals a day. It depends what I do, but in the day, I have in the morning a little, like some vegetables, and or some couple nuts, or some fats if I feel like. I'm not dogmatic that, oh no, I can't have even a piece of something. But I don't have like meals. I don't have meals. I have one meal, one main meal, and then if I feel like I have some smaller, like, let's say, a cup of vegetables, and maybe a couple ounces of protein. But then I get big at the dinner time. I break my fast. I get like big soup. I get vegetables, get protein, get fats, and it saves me time. It made me so much more productive. I don't have to carry the Tupperware everywhere. I don't have to prepare, worry about portion measuring, and it just free me up. It's so good. But like I mentioned, it took me time to adjust. I was hungry at the first 2 weeks. I would be hungry, maybe first week, and then the hunger, you kind of get used to this one bigger meal, and your energy levels changes. I really have a lot of energy to exercise. So I eat after I exercise. So you want to do fasted exercise, that's good too. But maybe you just slowly, firstly, not do right away like intermittent fasting, but just quit the 6 meals and do 3 meals a day. I think that would save.
I mean, but even like with the intermittent fasting, I mean, like, are you having like a 7 o'clock meal in the morning and then having a 7 o'clock meal at night, like 12-hour fast, or are you?
No, well, I don't really look at the watch. Well, actually, my meal is always dinner. My meal, because I relax, and then I cannot work when when I'm full. I can't.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah,
Right.
I can't just. So that's why I have, after like everything is done, and I can relax and I can eat, and I'm still working, I'm still working on my computer, but it's not like I can exercise, I can exercise with full belly. So
Right.
yeah, so at the daytime morning, if I feel like I need something, I eat something. But if I don't feel like I need something, I just drink tea, and have some vitamins, some BCAAs, or some maybe fats, but rarely anything big, very small something. And then I just work all day until my dinner, and that's it.
And then did that change your intake of food? Isn't it less now?
It's less. It's less. It's definitely less, because these snacks, you think they just small snacks, but they actually make you like, it would be like, okay, I'll just take this one piece, and then you awaken the hunger, and then, oh, I want another piece, and then another and another and another, and you see you ate already 300 calories. It's like,
right.
and also it kept me hungry all the time, and now I just, or I do get hungry. If I get hungry sometime, I just say myself, not right now, you're gonna have dinner later. I just say in my head to myself, it just,
right.
There's not an option. It's not an option. It's just not an option to eat,
And so you'll do the intermittent fasting pretty much daily,
for the most days, yeah. If I social, if there's something like, then I'm not dogmatic about it. I'm just gonna have something. But
and did you lose more weight doing this, or
I know. I after I did my second bodybuilding show, that's where I actually learned about intermittent fasting before the show, because I really wanted to get lean. I'm sorry. And also after the show, I was afraid to put back on weight too fast if I started to eat a lot, because you can only gain one muscle of, 1, 2 to 3 pounds of muscle per month. It's not like fat. You can gain fat very fast, but it takes time to build muscle. So I didn't want to put on fat, but I wanted to slowly put on muscle, on more mass, but not in fat, So that's why I gotta keep my calories still low and just increase them gradually, bit by bit, for the muscle gain, in order not to gain fat. So I was thinking, how can I reduce my hunger, and how can I be more productive, because 6 meals a day is just, I can't, because I have to build my business, and I just don't have enough time to. It just keeps my mind preoccupied with this food, with this. I don't want to think about food all the time, it's not sustainable long term. And like intermittent fasting really freed me up from this worry. Oh no, I have to eat right now. Oh no, it's been 2 hours, I need to eat. And also it's like this thinking, like, is it time now to eat? Is it or how much should I have? Should I have this? Should I have 2 cups? Should I have tilapia? Should I have it's this constant preoccupation, and now I just say to myself, just finish this work, you just don't eat right now, and drinking water, tea. Usually most of the time we are not hungry, we are just thirsty too, so it made me to realize that more. And people in the past, they would leave in the morning to the fields, and they would come back and have a dinner at the night, and they wouldn't worry about 6 meals a day, and they were lean and trim and you know, and healthy. And I don't know, maybe you should try the 3 meals a day without just cutting off the snacks.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much what I eat, 3 meals. I don't eat snacks.
Okay, so maybe 2 meals then. Maybe breakfast and dinner. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I just don't want you to binge too, you know.
Right.
But
Okay.
you know, but it might take, you know, because it will be first week you will feel hungry when you do this. You gotta know that. But maybe it would be also for you something that you could get down faster to lower weight and then easier to maintain it long term.
Exactly. Right.
Because, like, for me, this is the only thing I think you know, the other day I was not doing intermittent fasting. I was snacking, well, not snacking, but I did like 6 meals a day just to experiment how I felt. And I didn't like it. I was hungry again all day because when I start eating, I can't stop. I just want to eat. And when I don't eat, I completely forget about it. I can, if I am preoccupied with something, eating feels like a chore to me.
I'm similar to that. What body type are you?
Well, I think, I don't really, it changes, but I think I'm somebody who is, it's pretty easy for me to put on muscle mass and to gain weight. To lose weight, it was kind of hard, but I'm able to. I'm not an ectomorph. I'm not an ectomorph. I think I'm kind of mixture of endomorph and what's the other one?
Mesomorph.
Mesomorph. Well, I mean, I am kind of. I'm medium, you know. I might be a mixture, but I think But sometimes with intermittent fasting, I could even be an ectomorph because I don't want to eat. Like when I do intermittent fasting, eating feels like a chore. You know, I'm preoccupied with something and I totally forget about food. Like it, I think we are able to change our body types.
I think so too, but my question, like, when you wake up in the morning, you just have tea and stuff and drink liquids all day, and then you'll have your big dinner. Is that pretty much what you're doing?
Well, that's close. Yeah, that's close. Like I said, you know, in the morning, I think it's good to have a tiny bit of fat or something. Maybe some vegetables with a couple nuts, maybe some lean protein, but that's it. You know, that's and then like I'm done. I know I'm not gonna eat until dinner. So maybe in the morning, yeah, I do a little bit something. And definitely I drink, you know, tea or drinking is important. But yeah, I don't have like constant meals throughout the day. No.
Right.
Because when I have these constant meals, it just keeps me hungry and and it's time consuming and it keeps me thinking. It's like, you know, it's so much work, and what I do right now, I completely forget about food. I'm preoccupied with work. I feel free, you know. It's just so much different. I don't know if this gonna work how long this is gonna work, but it's working right now. Maybe later I will wanna do again 3 meals a day, but I don't know.
Right. So are you even calculating like your macros? Not really.
Well, macros that's what's the number one key. It's very important. Macros gotta be regardless of what when you eat, what you eat. Macros is the number key for body composition. If you don't have your macros right, say goodbye to the six-pack abs, because that has to be all the time on point. That's priority, actually. Even with the calories is less important than the macros, because if you have your macros right, even when you gain weight, you will put on more muscle than fat. So when you do strength training, you have to really focus on the macros.
Okay.
Yeah, the macros, because I want to gain weight. So for me, is number one key, to stay lean and to gain muscle. If I mess up my macros, I'll gain fat. So I don't want.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right.
So yeah,
I'll try this out a little bit.
Yeah,
I'll play around with this.
Try this out. At least what it will do, it will teach you that that you will not die without food. It teaches you that we are able to function and go extended periods without foods, and that hunger goes away. Even if it comes around, we not always have to eat if we feel like hungry. Sometimes just seeing food, you think you're hungry, but it's just because it's there, So it teaches you how to say no to food even if it's there. It just kind of changes your mentality a little bit around food. So maybe it would be helpful.
And then what about I know the carb cycling.
Yes.
Do that? Do you like that?
Yes, that's the another thing. If when you create the deficit in your diet with removing the starchy carbs, after 4 days, you want to bring back. The 4-day is the longest that you should be in deficit. Every 4-day, I recommend having higher carbohydrate day. Doesn't mean it's higher calorie, but you can drop your protein for that day, or drop the fats, but have more carbohydrates.
And when you say more carbs, you mean?
Well, it's still low glycemic. It can be any form that you like, but it can be the same. I mean, the vegetables is fine, but maybe some. Well, the squashes are fine, but you can also add some. I don't know if you eat any beans or wild rice, or sweet potatoes are fine, but any kind of starchy like carb. Yeah, I mean, sweet potatoes are great. Or sweet potato, fruits. Some berries, maybe apple, banana. Not so much fruit, I would say. Even like I've been doing a little bit again some gluten-free grains like buckwheat or peas. I like some of those gluten-free, like a little bit lentils and the soup. I like soups, so I add sometimes a little bit like white beans, or
or even like a split pea soup or something.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So then, for 4 days low carb days, then 5th day high carb, and then go back to 4 days of low carb kind of thing.
Yeah, kinda something like that. Every or it could be more often. It could be that you have a little bit more calories also on the days that you do cardio. So on the strength training days you have more protein, and on the days that you do cardio you have more a little bit more calories and a little bit more carbohydrates percentage wise, but it doesn't have to be percentage wise carbohydrates. And I mean, if you do more calories, then you can keep the protein the same, you know, and just have more carbs and more calories in general that day from the carbohydrates.
Right.
So you could try that maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, so or in general, what you've been eating, what your day would look like. Could you tell me a little bit more?
I would have, sometimes I would have, like...
For breakfast.
So for breakfast, I would either have, sometimes I wake up really hungry, and I'll have, like, I make everything. You know, like 2 or 3 times a week I'll cook, and I'll have, like, Brussels sprouts, and Swiss chard, and escarole, and spinach, and, you know, a whole bunch of vegetables. And then I'll make lean proteins. Never more than like 3.5 ounces of like grilled chicken, organic, or I'll get like or turkey, organic turkey, or I'll do like a fish of some sort, you know, like a bronzini or a cod or, you know, red snapper or whatever. And everything's grilled and everything's, you know, I use very little oils in my cooking now, but then I use it in food, like I'll eat it, like you taught me that, because I was cooking with so much oil.
Oh yeah.
And then on top of that, I was putting in all my food. Like for a salad, I would put sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, olive oil, and then avocados, and then like grilled chicken on my salad. And then, you know, I was wondering why, like, I was chunky, you know? So I was having too much oil. And I used to do that when I was a vegan. I was a vegetarian and a vegan.
Yes.
And I was always the chunky one. Like, everybody's so thin, and they're like, you know, I was always embarrassed because I was always fuller. And yet we were eating, like, nothing. We were eating sprouts and dandelion, but I would always eat a lot of fat.
Oh, yeah, fat is going to make you fat. That's why it's called fat.
I find when I remove a food group, I tend to gravitate towards fat. So I'm very cautious with, I'm being cautious with removing food groups. The protein has helped me stay more stable and binge less, which is good.
Great.
But at the same time,
it keeps you so satisfied.
It does, but at the same time, I'm also not the constitution that breaks down animal proteins all that well. So as a result, I had some digestive issues that I had to work out and iron out.
So maybe I think a little bit higher carb, but higher carb diet, and also I'll send you some resources for the for intermittent fasting as well. With the fats, you know, like you only want to have like 1-2 tablespoons of flax seeds a day, and then maybe 1/4 of avocado, and other should be like protein and carbohydrates. Not more fat than that for you, in my opinion.
Well, I cut out a lot of the nuts when I want to lose weight, because I find that they slow me down. I create plateaus.
Fats?
And I think, yeah, if I put too much nuts and seeds, like in my salads and stuff, like
they're very high calorie. They're extremely high calorie.
So exactly. So see, what I'm doing right now is slightly different than what I did to lose the weight. But what I did to lose the weight was basically low glycemic carbohydrates, mainly vegetables, and tons of, you know, lean proteins and tons of vegetables. And then my go-to fruit would be like grapefruit, or once in a while if I was wanting a lot, I would have like an apple, you know, something like that. And pretty simple, very plain and boring, to be honest. And then, you know, then the past 2 weeks, I added in like a little bit of eggs with some coconut oil. I'll cook with that. I make like an omelet.
Maybe I would cut out the coconut oil, and I would cut it out. I would cut it out all oils for now. You need to still a lot to lose. You need like 20 pounds to lose. So for now, no oils.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Just
So
have
cut
like
back on the
olives, have the whole, like, I'm sure you have, you have a good, olives that doesn't have, anything. There are some raw olives. If you want to put on your salad some fats, I would not eat nuts. I would even have like mainly just several nuts, like 5, 7 to 10 are serving. Be aware of the nuts. And
I'm not even using the nuts right now because I found I lost weight without them, and when I put them in, it slows down the weight loss even more.
It does.
So I cut back a little bit on the nuts, and then I added. So what I did was where I went wrong because I felt myself shifting and turning the past 2 weeks, wanting like more like sugary things or more carbohydrates.
Mm-hmm.
I left my carb. I didn't carb cycle, and my carbs stayed low the whole time. Like meaning no sweet potatoes, no rice, no starchy carbohydrates.
Only vegetables.
Only the fibrous carbs I've been eating.
And protein, and it's working for you.
Well, I lost weight and looked really good and felt good, and then recently I added. I didn't add the high carbs in, and then I started wanting. I can see myself wanting things that I shouldn't have. Like I'm feeling that binging feeling, and I think it's because I think I kept the carbs too low for too long.
Yeah. So you have to, but also understand once you bring those carbs, you might see increase in the scale, but actually it's more like a water weight because carbohydrates also carry a lot of water molecules in them. So it doesn't mean you necessarily gain fat, so just be aware of that. And body composition, I'm not sure what percentage of fat you are right now. But
I'm probably like 23, 24.
Yeah, so that's good, you will get, once you lose these 20 pounds, you will be leaner too. And since you do the strength training, you want to lose fat and gain muscle at the same time,
Right.
So for you, like keeping the protein almost half of your calories is good, but the carbohydrates, they also help to build muscle, but too many of them, will not help you to lose fat because they will be converted into fat. So just keep the protein high and then cycle the carbohydrates, but keep them low like you did for 2 weeks. But 2 weeks is too long, so maybe just 4 days, and every 4th day try to have some.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna try that. Okay.
But that's a good approach.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to put this into effect for like a week or 2.
Yeah.
And then maybe we could set something up, and then just, I'll touch base with you and see how it's going.
Yeah, I'm really, I'm curious how intermittent fasting would work for you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a try.
Okay. Yeah. So, anything else you would like to share?
No, I think everything's going good. I sent you a check a while ago, and then we never really used those sessions. But it's all right. I didn't care about that. But I sent you out another check yesterday for $50, and you should be getting that probably over the next couple of days.
Oh, thank you. I mean, it's your credit, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, moving forward, we'll figure it all out. I mean, for me, it's more about just really learning from you and really being able to take my body to that next level. It's been a journey, and I'm grateful for all of it, but this has definitely been a challenge. Never one of those girls at 18 or 20 or 25 with, like, this lean body. I was always, believe it or not, a lot chunkier than I am now, and I'm thankful as I learn and I grow and I'm able to sustain and keep myself in good shape. And now a lot of my friends, we're the same age and they look a lot older just because they have inflammation and a lot of
Yes.
stuff going on. So I'm thankful for it.
Yeah,
It's
you look
just,
great. You know, you look great
yeah.
regardless of what weight you are.
Right. And I'm, it's challenging, but I'm grateful for all of it. It's a blessing. And I just saw you go from a fuller constitution to this leaner, sexier, more sculpted look. And I feel like I know it's hard work for you. I know you
Yeah.
just walk into that. And I'm sure there were some recipes that worked, and I want to learn what else I can do, and just by you sharing, and it's helping.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it, everybody. Yes, and I believe, and I know it for sure. But just good that you understand that it is work. But once you get there, it will be much easier to maintain.
I felt like you got there very quickly, but I don't know your whole story, and I'm not sure.
Yeah, I killed myself with the cardio, and I did very big caloric, like I ate vegetables and vegetables and vegetables and protein. Some days I would not eat enough protein, so I was on. I wanted to get there fast, and I created a big caloric deficit with the running and with the diet, and that's how I lost it, And now to maintain, it's I learned so much, it's easy.
Right.
So as you go, you learn on the way, but there will be some challenges on the way. But until you understand that, you accept that these athletes or fitness models you see on the covers of the magazines, they all are putting in, they all eating clean, they watching, you think it's effortless for them, but they are the same people just like us. And I've, since in bodybuilding competition, talking to people who compete, they coming from sometimes 100-pound overweight people. So, if somebody else can do it, you can do it too. It's not like your body is some kind of resistant to it. If you do, if you create deficit, you will lose weight, and that's the number one key. Deficit, creating caloric deficit, and then increasing your lean body mass to increase your metabolism, your resting metabolic rate, RMR.
Yeah.
Also, I'll send you how you can count that, but you kind of know it.
I mean, I do, I've been reading books and trying to figure out, what is a calorie deficit for me, for my body, for my height, for my weight, for my age. And it sounds like about 1160, 1160 calories, which is so low. It's really, it's crummy. But I'm not a tall person, and you have to take the person's height, and so many things factor in age. There's a lot of things that take into play. And that's the math.
But the thing, Yeah, well, the thing is, between skinny people and people who are a little bit has extra, is the understanding and our perception of how much food we need. Actually, humans can live and survive on very little food, and we don't need that much calories. This mentality, especially in USA, the portion sizes and everything, and you gotta have snacks, have this meal, big meal. It's too much, and
I agree. I actually I think you recommended a book or a guy. I don't remember his name. I think it's Tony Votto or Vito. I don't remember. But anyway, I read this book a little bit, and he was the first person that I actually calculated my numbers, and it was the first time that when I figured all the numbers out of my body mass index and what I should eat, when I saw the number 1160, it felt truthful, because whenever I see these numbers, when they say you should eat 1,800 calories, 2,200 calories, I glow up from that. Even if the macros are beautiful,
yes,
and I'm eating lean proteins and vegetables, I still get big from that amount of calorie. And
for your body, for your height, that's way too much. My maintenance calories is 1,700 if I am not active. If I am just at home working, if I'm active, then it's 2,000. But if I'm or more, if I do running. But these days I don't do running anymore, so I do more just intervals. So for me it's 1,700 if I sit at home. So for you it's gonna be much less because I'm 5.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, and then if I add any exercise in or do anything else, the 1160 number will change. Either I can keep it at that caloric intake, or I can increase my calories. So I'm playing around with that a little bit, and that's helping me understand the equation better.
Okay.
So that's been good.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so I have a lot of work to do here. I'm going to plug some of this stuff in over the next week or two, and then we'll touch base next week.
Okay. Well, also one more thing. I'm trying to build up my YouTube channel because I really want to make videos in consulting full time. Like, that's my biggest dream. And I know that you didn't want me to record the consultation, but I recorded my own answers. Is it okay if I put my own answers up without, because I don't want to, this is like for you personal, and I don't want to put your voice up, so is it okay if I put my own answers?
Yeah, your stuff, absolutely. Okay. That's fine.
Because it is very beneficial for other people also, this information. And it's going to give me more views for my channel. So I'll just write a question that you ask, but there will be no your name or voice or anything.
That's perfect. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So I wish you great holidays.
Yes, you too. I know. Maybe we'll touch base right after the New Year.
Yes. Okay, great.
All right, perfect.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Julie. I'll speak to you soon.
Speak soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so this is the consultation. I cannot put the person's voice up because it's private. My consultations are private unless it's free consultations. But I want to for you to learn about the diet, and I think this will be beneficial for you. JolitaBrilliant.com, health and lifestyle coach. Please subscribe, and if you're interested in one-on-one weight loss coaching, please let me know, and please share on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Follow me there, and yep, I'll see you soon.